we're gonna start this video off with a NAK9. This is a Romanian made AK-47 chambered in 9mm. All right, and that's for the most part what all of these are. I believe every last one of these are Romanian made. So, you know, we don't have to jump back and forth between something being American made and whatever. All of these are Romanian made. So get that out of the way. So this is the first one. This is part of my green collection. This is a NAK9, and as you see, we have the curved magazine on here, which I have to go ahead and admit to everybody, I don't really like the curved magazine. I think it's kind of ugly and it is very stiff to load, but it looks better than the straight magazine. So that's why we have these on here today. But these use Glock magazines. So with that being said, I have a Glock magazine on one of them, but this right here is it just looks better. Doesn't look great, it just looks better, and it's a Pro Mag. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the wood that's on here. This wood was made by WAS Woodworks, and he basically made this with brass bottom, brass everything, green with the rails on it, and it's awesome, absolutely awesome. I love this. And you know, we have a muzzle brake on the front. This muzzle brake actually came from eBay. It was about $25 off of eBay. So anybody looking for a little cheap muzzle brake, this is a decent one, 25 bucks. And you know, of course, it is 1/2 by 2/8 9mm. So that's another thing about these NAK9s. Most AKs are left hand turn. This is right hand turn, and they use the same. They have the same thread pattern as a AR-15. You know, 1/2 by 2/8. So these are not hard to find muzzle brakes for, and you know, you got it. And we also have the Kyber Customs cheese grater on here. So boom, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Yeah, I personally love this gun. Awesome gun. Need to get out and shoot it more, but need to get out and shoot everything more. Let's go ahead and do this one next. All right, so here it is. This is another NAK9, and this uses Glock magazines, and I actually have Kalashnikov wood on this one. Now, this one right here is the first NAK9 I ever put together, and this NAK9 has been around for a very long time, has a bone steel brace on it, and this actually has a lot of things that I did when I was just early into customizing these guns, and I think that it has, you know, stood the test of time, even though it hadn't been a very long time. But you know, it still looks good to me. I love this gun, and you know, like I said, I do not really like the straight Glock magazine, but makes it easy to find magazines for the gun. So, and these magazines actually are a whole lot easier to load than that curved thing, even though the curved thing looks better. But that's neither here nor there. But here, let me let you guys check this out. So this is the Ripple wood from Kalashnikov, and I also have a Kyber Customs cheese grater on here, and this barrel extension is from US Machine Guns. US Machine Guns barrel extension. And this gun actually shoots very well. I've seen people have trouble with their NAKs not ejecting properly or not loading properly. I haven't had that problem. I haven't had that problem with any of these. So, you know, I don't know. Some people just have issues with the guns. I'm not one of them. All right, so let's go ahead and close this up and let you get another look on the side of here. And there she is. There she is. All right, let's move on to the next one. This right here is not a Draco. This is a 9mm AK-47, and this is a PAK9, not a NAK9. But what I will say is I took the feeding mechanism off of a Draco NAK9, and I took the trigger off of another Draco, the trigger guard, and took all that plastic stuff that they had on the bottom of the the PAK9s and put it on here. So in essence, this is a Frankenstein. It has Draco parts, but it is not a Draco, and the gun works perfectly. Works perfectly. And I will say this is the smallest one I have, and it is the lightest, and you know, it is worth getting. You know, these guns, when you first see them, they are ugly as hell. This is a very ugly weapon, but as you see, there are things that can be done to make this weapon look good. There are things that can be done to bring this weapon out and make it to where, okay, it is not that ugly. It is not that ugly. All right, so I've already told you this has the feeding mechanism off of a Draco NAK9, and we have WAS Woodworks wood on this one as well. And this is specially made for the PAK9 because the furniture off of all the other weapons do not fit on this. So this is specifically made for the PAK9. And I never did name this gun. You guys, hit me up. Give me a build name suggestion on this one. Give me a build name suggestion on this one. We'll see about getting a name made for this thing right here, because I never did name this gun. So I never did name this build. But yeah, this gun right here is actually a very good gun. It shoots reliably. Yeah, and I actually had my doubts when I was you know, getting all this stuff put on here, whether or not it would feed properly, whether or not everything would line up correct, and whether or not it would work right, because we're taking a Draco, which imported by Century Honors, and you know, putting it on a Charles Daly or a Chiappa, and yeah, but it all works the same, I guess. Yeah, because I had no issues once the Frankenstein was put together. So this is literally a one of one right here, and I'm glad it worked. I'm glad it worked. So yeah, there you have it, the Chiappa Charles Daly PAK9. All right, here we go. We got Cyrax right here. This is the Cyrax build. This is the Draco 9S. Draco 9S. This isn't even a NAK9. They just call it the 9S. So here you can see it. I don't know if that's coming focus, but yeah, Draco 9S. And I have named this build Cyrax. And you know, this gun right here is pretty awesome. It takes Scorpion mags instead of the ugly, straightforward Glock mags or the ugly Pro mag. You know, so they listen to people when they say that the magazine was ugly, and boom, they came with this. You know, so this works. This works, and the feeding of it, you have no issues. The fact that it takes Scorpion mags is awesome. You know, and you know, these are the finished product, if you will, when it comes to the NAK9s. Yeah, and I like this design, the Scorpion mag design, better than the rest of them, because it just works. It just works. And let's go ahead and run through everything that I have on here. We have WAS Woodworks wood on here, and I'll let you get a good look. You know, we have the cheese grater incorporated into the gas block cover. We have M-lock rails on the side. We have brass on either end and on the bottoms. Yeah, and you know, we have an awesome stained color on here, and which in turn is the reason why I call it Cyrax, because anybody who's ever played Mortal Kombat know who Cyrax is. All right. And also, this gun came with the rail on top, so I went on and added a sight, and I added a Sharks Brothers Badlands brake to the front, and that's pretty much all I've done to this weapon. I haven't done anything to the trigger. I haven't added a brace, even though we do have a hole in the back to add a brace, so you know, that may be coming here pretty soon. But you know, this is pretty much the done deal of this gun, you know, and I may go ahead and put a different trigger on here, because these, I never like the stock trigger, so new trigger may be in the works. But you know, really, this gun did not need a lot, you know, because of the way the lines flow on this. You did not need to do a lot to make this gun look awesome. So you know, I didn't do a lot. So there you have it. This is the last of the 9mm Dracos. So you know, you guys tell me, which one was your favorite? Was it Cyrax? Was it the PAK9, which I don't have a name for? Was it the green guy, which I also don't have a name for? We're going to have to name both of these. You know, was it this guy right here? Or was it the first one that I built right here? You guys, hit me in the comment. Tell me which one was your favorite one. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe so you can follow the journey that I take all of these weapons on. And also, the next and the last part is coming, the full-size Draco. So you guys definitely want to hit that subscribe so you can see the last video in this series of Draco videos, the full-size Dracos. All right, Itsjohnnysnow up out here.